and I'm just taking a moment here to share the stream. And yeah, because this segment isn't going to be too long, but I just figured because every video I've seen has just done a horrible job of this. I was not flown out. I'm making that clear. I have limited information. Let me make that clear as well. Um, and for the most part, we don't really truly know a lot ourselves, but I think for the info that is out there and available, it kind of feels a little common sensey. I'm just saying. But we're gonna start with
Give you a little bit of insight.
with Stylosa. My bad. We're gonna start with Stylosa. Shout out to Stylosa. Give him a follow. Whatever you know. Whatever. Um. I will say we're not gonna watch the whole thing because he. I feel as though may have done a bit of online playtesting, but and also may have been one of the ones flown out. I don't know. But also like he plays a little too coy too much through this. Like, what does this mean? What is this? Haha. Yeah. I don't there's too many things that are just too self-explanatory when you just understand English words and him being a very born of the tongue English speaker. I don't like that. Anyway, but let's continue though.
Into the sort of, I don't know, the way the game's going to play. So Pendragon, so the legends are true. These mythic tales of old are more than just words. I believe that's the platinum, right? I think it is. Like, I'm not the biggest PlayStation trophy hunter, so I'm just an idiot. Don't take my word for it, but it must be because it's a platinum
Pretty
icon.
sure
Anyway,
that's
so
every
complete the
trophy in the game.
tutorial.
Anyway.
Right, you get one for great. Battle hardened, complete 10 raid mode matches, right? So raid mode is a mode that would imply
All right,
there's other
either way,
modes, right?
you pretty much get it. But either way, these are the PlayStation trophies. You can look these up online on your own time on, PlayStation websites that follow that stuff. But essentially it's like these are like you have an assault class, you have a defense class, you have a recon class, you have a support class, and now they have what they're calling destruction, which is like again, the finals exist, Marvel Rivals exist, and Battlefield 6 exist. And if your destruction is just the same as Battlefield 6 and it's not like Marvel Rivals, and we're gonna look at the trailer again, it sure as hell ain't like Battlefield 6 or the finals. It sure as hell ain't like the finals. If it's just Battlefield 6, like window broken and this wall here and pile of rubble, maybe the overall gameplay loop saves Highguard, and maybe Apex players do fuck with it. Soul orbs, we saw those on the ground as well, like in the trailer. Like again, like the people doing horrible jobs at this. I just would ask a simple question: can I just describe what's in the trailer? If I get the okay, I'm gonna do it. All right, bet. Boom. There we go. Like, um, and I'm not trying to be a douche at all, right? But again, for you guys who may have missed it earlier, the reason why I am doing this myself without being paid at all, because apparently none of them were paid, so I'm going to do this without being paid as well, is essentially the Virtual Fighter 6 devs have released the Virtual Fighter 6 trailer. I want to say like at the end of last year's uh fucking video game awards, you know? And like we had got the proof of concept trailer, and then at the beginning of last year, the year before last, I should say, it's with the first proof of concept trailer. That was a proof of concept, which people who didn't play fighting games thought that was the real trailer. No, it wasn't. That was just what the game's gonna look like. That was just the engine and what the game looks like in the engine, but not how the fighters are going to fight. Now, what did we get that shows us how the fighters are going to fight and if this is real gameplay or not? Because gameplay is always subject to change. We got a trailer of that, and then that was at that was at the Summer Games Fest, and then later at Tokyo Game Show, right? Or no, that was yeah the year before, this past year. because we still haven't gotten anything this year on Virtual Fighter. It's funny because it's been a year. It's been a year. Okay, and I want to point this out because we have literally like what 9 to 10 hours before Highguard comes out. We have the same trailer for Virtual Fighter 6, and we know more about Virtual Fighter 6 and the game. People have not even play tested this game than we do Highguard. And Highguard flew people out and told them to describe the trailer, which many of them did a horrible job. So now I'm going to do it without having to be flown out because
the VF developers at Sega and RGG just revealed new details about the new Virtua Fighter project at Tokyo Game Show, including its battle system, gameplay rules, and even a new teaser. This latest entry to the Virtua Fighter series will include 2 rule sets with Standard, where you win rounds by depleting health or ring outs just like the original games, and Uprising, a brand new rule that adds momentum shifting mechanics for more dynamic matches. On top of that, 3 new systems are evolving the series. Break and Rush, where repeated hits can break specific body regions, carrying damage across rounds. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Next up, we have Stunner and Stun Combo, which introduces a new strike and fluid combo mechanic that emphasize realism without complicated inputs. And last, Flow Guard, a stylish new defensive tool that shifts offense and defense on the fly while working in tandem with the break and rush system. Oh, and let's not forget Signature Cut, a cut-in that expresses pain that occurs when knocked out, and it is said that it changes depending on how the opponent is defeated. We also got another small glimpse of the brand new character at the end of the presentation, who was previously shown at the end of the Spring VF Direct. Could this be the new protagonist for the new Virtua Fighter Project story mode? Share your thoughts on the new battle system in the comments. And don't
again, we know more about this game than we do this game, and that is just the same trailer for literally a whole year. And the devs described it and broke down the trailer like we were children. Was like, yep, that's all you get. It's the same trailer. And we're going to describe it to you like you're children. And the Highguard devs thought that having content creators describe the game off of the same trailer, that's a bad idea. But luckily Stylosa, smart, found the trophies. Yeah, there's like stuff you can use to break into the base and stuff, blah blah blah. Either way, let's break down the trailer, right? We're here with my man John Highgaurd, right? We got the ship, right? We come in like Apex style, right? But there's bases. So now we're at the base. We jump off of our base. We get to choose our summon. It looks like you get to choose. We got bears and panthers and shit. You get to kill him. He becomes a soul orb, right? Boom. I have a throwable weapon. I have an AK-47, and I get to absorb his power and probably level up from that. I'm gonna assume we level up in this, right? It's kind of like a MOBA. These seem to be the base guardians for when you break into the base. You have breakable walls in the base. You got, you know, more abilities. Yeah, there's the destruction guy, but you break windows because it's not the finals. And like, yep, got fire, got the soul. You even got finishing soul skill animations, just like Apex, you know? And look, the dome, it opens up when you're leaving. So there's like a gap in between for strategic plays. There's the Highguard right there, right? That everybody's fighting over in the center of the map that breaks the dome in the center of the base. This character basically is the DMAT from the finals. There, we're at the dome now. We're penetrating it. John Highgaurd pulling up with the AK. What you gonna do? And look, I got my Highguard, bitch. I broke the dome, and I'm bringing in the battering ram to bring down the dome because I'm John Highgaurd. That's what we do. And now that we're breaking into the base finally, their last set of defense is their base guardian, who appears. He starts doing crazy shit. And then John Highgaurd with the bazooka. And then my ultimate, you know, probably takes a long time to charge. That's why we're saving it for the base rush. But then we got, McCree, who's a destruction character, with McCree destruction again, breaking windows, no real destruction, not the finals here. And McCree going boom, 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 boom. And then we got the bomb, because we got to steal more stuff from the finals. And then boom, like there, right there. There we go, John Highgaurd. Now all you had to literally do was just,
trial by.
Wow, devs, what is released? What can I actually talk about, devs? What can I? Hey, devs, did you know that there were other devs that basically described the one trailer they released, and everyone is like, oh wow, this is gonna be a good game because we know, instead of relying on the true crazy to have to point all these things out to us from the creators of Apex and Titanfall, it seems that they haven't learned anything but to just keep spending money for hype that may be smoke and mirrors, just like Apex. Who knows? The battle rival Warden Cruz for possession of the shield breaker. That's what it's called, not the Highguard. Okay, so that my man is John Highgaurd. Got you. All right. Then break into and destroy the enemy base to secure territory in this all new breed, because we have mounts in this bitch. You feel me? Of shooter. Yeah. So again, I'm not as hard as it seems as I'm going. That's mostly for laughs, and I'm being honest. But I'm being honest when I say the information that I personally have and the way I personally feel is that they need to unlearn certain EA-isms so that we're not in situations like this, because I am clipping this moment. This moment is being uploaded before Highguard releases. I'm getting up in the morning and I'm playing Highguard. The only people that they need to impress, they don't need to impress people who play the finals. They don't need to impress people who play Marvel Rivals. They don't even need to impress people who play Arc Raiders. Do you know who they need to impress? They need to impress people who fucking play Apex. Because this oh god, and it's not even optimized for a PlayStation controller. I have to play on an Xbox. Oh god. We're already in so many bad positions right now. We're already in so many bad positions. They do have anti-cheat put into it, Steam is still learning about this game. Accessibility features, narrated game menus. And I'm not gonna get much out of that. Yeah. In-app purchases, of course. Can't sneak a peek at them, unfortunately. They were smart about that, because people started looking into the stylistic thing.
By
Which,
combat,
yeah, like we
complete
can
a raid
keep
match.
going through these.
A true Warden
for
of
you guys that are
Highguard
interested
win
in it.
20 raid mode matches. And by the way, I still think this is annoying how they were calling people wardens on social media. It's like, yeah, okay. Anyway, breaking and entering. Plant the shield breaker to start a raid. Awarded on match completion. Right, so the shield breaker is something you plant which starts a raid. So it's starting a raid when the shields get taken down on a base.
And see, again, this is why I stated earlier, I don't like the plain coyness. And it's like, my guy, you are a man who was born and bred in the English-speaking land. Do not play coy with me. That is very annoying. Don't do that.
Right, we've all seen that on the trailer. Maybe. Tip of the spear and my axe. Complete 5 raid mode matches with any assault warden. So we're getting into classes of wardens here. You have my shield. Complete 5 raid mode matches with a defensive warden. All-seeing eye with recon wardens. got your 6 do 5 with support wardens, and carved a path destruction wardens. So you've got support, recon, defensive, assault, and destruction. We've got destruction as a class. What could this be? I mean, I'm going to imagine assault is probably a fast moving.
Again, like you could just be like, was it the guy in the trailer that screamed like the coyness is just
Medium weapons, like close,
Yeah,
medium range, or
I
something.
don't know.
Defensive, or it might even be close range. Defensive warden is going to be tanky, have tanky abilities. Recon is going to be a sniper or super fast. Support is going to be healing and damage absorption and like shields probably and stuff like that. Destruction, what is that like? You can physically destroy the map. Maybe that's what that is. It seems quite interesting, doesn't it? Anyway, soulmate, revive a teammate. Okay, Soul Eater destroys 30 enemy soul orbs. What are these? I think we.
Again, the coyness, but we saw them in the trailer. Again, I'm gonna stop here. But so we can switch over to the finals. But I think you guys get the point. In my opinion, again, I believe the matches are going to be 6v6 regular mode and probably 12v12 for ranked, give or take how it looks. And I also do believe that the base sizes will be like, then the reason why I think the teams will be that way is because I believe there will be 3 points of entry per base. And like each point of entry that you destroy like weakens the dome. Because like what they showed in the trailer looks like there are 2 different like entryways that they were exiting from in their bases. It wasn't like the same point in the base that they were leaving from. And then also I do believe there may be some uh PvE enemies. What is the name of that one Apex map that Storm Point? I believe every map is going to be basically like the gameplay loop of Storm Point. I believe that is just every game, as every fucking map. And there's like I believe there's just there has to be PvE enemies because a part of me thinks they wanted to put mobs in and have it really play like a MOBA, but they probably like were against that because they added in the leveling thing into Apex or whatever. And I guess like Stormpoint is a very strong map for that system because the PvE enemies level you up, obviously. Um, and so that's what I'm thinking is that like this whole game is basically that gameplay loop. Is everybody gets their own personal quote unquote vehicle or mount. There's PvE enemies that will help you if you're not doing so hot. Clearly, hell, they even have a fucking BFG, like Big Rig LMG, and destroy at least 3 iron walls. Um, you know, it's so there you go. It's like there's levels of destruction, I guess is what they're going with. And so like in the Big Rig LMG, I'm pretty sure we saw that. I'm pretty sure.
Into lands uncharted.
Hold on, John Highgaurd. Wait. Yeah. Yeah. Again. Yeah, pretty sure that's the Big Rig LMG, and pretty sure these are iron walls. Thank you, my man, John Highgaurd. Anyway, doing what they flew motherfuckers out and told them to do, and they couldn't do it. Doing what the motherfuckers got paid to do. And I'm doing it for free. Why did y'all waste the money on them plane tickets? Why did y'all waste the money on that good food? Why did y'all make this man Jeff risk his career and all y'all could have did was send me an email? And we could have just been right here doing this right here. Why y'all do that? Why y'all do that? Y'all gotta unlearn them EA tendencies. Y'all really do got. I hope this game do good just so y'all do unlearn them EA tendencies. Please. For your paycheck, unlearn the EA tendencies. Good lord, goddamn, unlearn the EA tendencies. God damn. Call Rob too. Damn.